Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm grateful that you chose to hang out with me yet again here on Wisdom on Wednesday. And I'm Ray, your host. Elated that you guys have been commenting, elated that you guys have been sharing the podcast, introducing your friends to our wisdom journey, introducing our content to those who haven't come across our channel. It helps us gain subscribers. It helps us gain followers. It just helps us bring people into the conversation. So I appreciate you. I thank you for getting into this journey with me. So as usual, spending time with God, looking for some areas to learn, looking for some areas to grow, and also for some areas to share. This came across my heart today. Wise people, use what you have. Wise people, use what you have. One of the easiest things to do, wise family, is to itemize, to list, to make all type of detailed determination and discouragement of the things that you don't have. It's very easy to talk about the things that are holding you back. The people who didn't give you an attaboy, the people who didn't invest with you, who didn't invest on you, who didn't pour into you, those people who seemed like they were living their own lives and they thought about yours. It's very easy to use these particular things that happen to us to keep us from going where God has created us to go. It's easy to be able to say, I could if they would have. It's easy to say I can advance if somebody had to spend time with me. It's easy to say if other people had to spend as much time with me as I spent with them, I could be farther along in my career. I could be farther along in my ministry. I could be farther along in reconciling my marriage. Can you relate? It's so easy to write down all the things that we're missing, all the things that are hurting us or holding us back, that are keeping us from our dreams. It's easy to look at the people who walked off and remember those people who didn't invest in us the same way we invested in them. It's easy to continue to think that these are the things that are keeping us from those dreams, goals, aspirations that we continue to ponder and think about, and brings a smile to our face. But as soon as the ends of our mouth curl and we start smiling, something on the inside brings us back down to earth and helps us remember that we can't do that because of them. We can't go there because they didn't do this or that for me. I can't start a business because I'm not educated. I can't start a business because I don't have enough capital. Can you relate? It's so easy to think about all the things that you don't have versus spending time in a grateful consideration of all the things you do have. Before you can ever aspire for more, you first have to spend time being grateful for now. Before you can ever say, I want to move to the next level, have you thanked God for the level you're on today? When you consider where you've come from, not where you started, but where you come from, can you consider how great God has been to you? The conditions may not be perfect. They may not look the same on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, but God has given you a tremendous situation for you to continue to be grateful for all the things that He's done. You may not be driving what you want to drive. You may be driving a jalopy or a lemon, but you're getting from point A to point B. We all have fantasies and dreams about driving something clean with some big old rims, a drop top, whatever it may be. But all the cars get to the same destinations regardless of what they look like. When it's summertime, either air comes on or it doesn't. In the wintertime, either the heat comes on or it doesn't. When you push on the brakes, either it stops or it won't. Sometimes we get focused on the things that we don't have and we stop appreciating what we do. I remember as a young man, I was playing Little League baseball and I was one of the fastest of the bunch. And of course, I'm telling the story, so I was. And I had the opportunity to play shortstop. But there was one thing missing. I had the speed. I had the cat-like reflexes where I can twitch and I can catch the ball. But the problem was I didn't have a glove. And I was in a position to where I needed a glove, and I asked someone to purchase a glove for me, and they didn't purchase a glove, but they gave me one of their old gloves. You see, sometimes people won't give you what you need, but they'll give you what they don't want. And so I took that glove and I put that glove on, proud that now I could play. I could match my skills, my resources now with this glove. So I couldn't catch the ball with my hands, with my bare hands. And when I tried my best to trap that ball, you see, the glove that was given to me was a third base glove. And if you know anything about the third base glove, the first base gloves, those gloves were longer so that they can actually give you a couple of more inches to reach if a ball was hit over your head. You see, but at shortstop, when you're using a glove that's too long, when you try to trap a ball that's in the infield, that ball had the proclivity to roll up that long glove and it would hit me in the face. But I was determined that even if it hit me in the face, I wouldn't let the ball get past me. You see, that is the position of shortstop, that either you catch it or you knock it down and you throw it to first base. Because if you let that ball get past you, you're not necessary. You see, even though the glove was too long, even though I wasn't comfortable with wearing someone else's glove, I didn't have to catch the ball with that glove, but I was able to knock it down. I used what I had to keep my position. I used the tools that were available to me to be able to stay in the game. I didn't like the conditions. I was uncomfortable wearing a glove too big, but I used it to my advantage to, even if I couldn't catch the ball, I could knock it down. And when I knocked it down, now I could throw it to first base. You see, every now and then you'll have to use something that doesn't fit. Every now and then you have to use something that's uncomfortable to go from where you are to where you're trying to be. But we get stuck in this place of complacency and we forget that in order to get where we need to go, we've got to take one step. If you never take one step, you'll never understand what the next step may portend. If you don't take two steps, you'll never understand that you're almost there. But unfortunately, we get stuck standing still because we're counting the resources that we think we don't have. You've got to use what you have. You've got to use whatever is at your disposal to get what you want. If you don't use what you have, how can you tell the master that you're grateful for what he's given you? If you don't use the talents that God has given you, you may think that he may think that you're unworthy, that you don't think that he can give you more. If you trust God with what you have right now, don't you think that he would trust you with more? Don't you consider the things that he's doing in your life, that he's allowing you to experience some heartache? He's allowing you to experience some waiting. He's allowing you to experience some loneliness. This isn't to punish you. This isn't to make you feel unworthy. But what it is to help you understand that you have all you need. Everything that you need is already in your house. I have this conversation with Bible believers and I ask all the time, I said, many people read the first chapter of Job and they say he lost everything he had. His family was his children were killed and his wife was talking grimy to him. He lost all the closest things to him. He lost his cattle. He lost his horses. All types of things were happening all in the course of one day. You see, it seems on the outside that Job lost everything he had, everything of valuable to him, everything that allowed him to be who he was in his particular country. But you see, throughout every chapter in that particular story, Job still had a conversation with the great creator. Throughout all his heartache, throughout all of his loneliness, throughout all of the confusion and being judged by people close to him, he still had God. You see, everything you need, you've already got. It just doesn't seem like you have him because he's always there with you. You don't need more friends. You need more faith. This is the area in life and times where it seems like all things are against you. It seems like everybody's walking off. It seems like everything you try is failing. This isn't the season to fold up your tent and go the other way. This is the season to lock in. This is the season to stand still and know that he is God. This is the season to continue to press on towards the mark of the high calling, which is in Christ Jesus. You see, oftentimes we don't realize what we have until our backs are against the wall. We didn't even understand that some of the soul food that we eat today, the delicacies that we all appreciate, these were scraps thrown to our fellow ancestors that were in chattel slavery, that nobody else wanted them, but they found the best thing that they could do. They found out how to cook things that were garbage to other people. They used what they had. All they had was what was thrown to them on the ground. and they took the scraps that somebody else had and they made it a main dish. What are you going to do with the scraps that you have in your life? What are you going to do with the things that you think aren't worth anything? What are you going to do with those things that you left behind in your mind and you think that you can't go another step further? Sometimes God will allow us to be in situations where he can see exactly what we're going to do with what we have. What are you going to do with that dream? When are you going to publish that book? When are you going to tell that story that you've been holding back? When are you going to say, I'm sorry? When are you going to open up the conversation and allow somebody to tell you that they're sorry? You have everything that you need. The key to it is to take a season and be grateful for all you have. Be grateful for every child you have. Be grateful for the child that walked off. Be grateful for the child that stayed. Be grateful for the child that behaved. Be grateful for the child that's a runaway. Be grateful and watch how God will move in your situation. But when we have a mouthful of complaint and thinking that we don't have enough, that will be our plight in life. Not enough. But you are enough. Your situation is not you. You are able to do exceedingly and abundantly all things that God allows to happen in your life. The key to it is to continue to trust him in spite of how you feel. Continue to trust him in spite of how it looks. Continue to trust him in spite of what people say. Continue to trust him. These are the days that God is making your character. He's not interested in making you comfortable. He's interested in building your character, shaping and molding you into the image of Christ. Now, what are you going to do with what's in your hands? What are you going to do with those seeds in your hands? What are you going to do with that watering pot in your hands? What are you going to do with those bills on that table? It's in your hands. Now all you have to do is put it in his. I hope this word was encouraging for you today. It definitely encouraged me. Use what you have. Use every resources that have been afforded to you, because you never know how long you'll have it. As long as you've got breath, you've still got enough. God loves you more than you can possibly imagine. This is Ray with Wisdom on Wednesday. Have yourself a blessed day and a wonderful week. Take care.